Let me give you a few realities about life in the Middle East, specifically Dubai, UAE. Okay. Some of the characteristics that I share with you, I'm pretty sure you will say, yeah, this is also very common in my place or whatever. But my key focus is Dubai, UAE, because I spend, I think, majority, 40 years of my life there. My parents were also 55 years there. Okay. See, first is understand Dubai's culture, UAE. It is more like the fast and furious, biggest, largest, greatest, most expensive. People are busy taking photographs of shopping mall, Instagrammable moments, rich cars, girls, babes, bikini females, yachts. Everyone's flying. This typical slogan which is there on some of the social media. Habibi, this is Dubai, or come to Dubai, and they show you a limitless pool and the, what do you call that? The Palm Island and Burj Khalifa, the tallest tower and expensive cars. And so that should give you an idea what the culture is, what the kinds of people are. It's more about show off. And where show off comes, it involves money, it involves power, it involves, trying to show I'm bigger than you, I'm richer than you, I'm more famous than you, I have, whatever, more than you. And they sell you on a dream. So for this to happen, the contacts, connections, the relationships have to be measured in terms of money, power, influence. In fact, the core underlining principle is, what is it in for me? What is in it for me? What benefit do I get? So whenever you contact anyone, whenever you get in touch with someone, whenever you network with someone, that guy will try to gauge, oh, how rich is this guy? How influential is this guy? How much benefit can I get out of this guy? Literally across the board. For example, I'll give you a simple example. If you were to go to a particular meeting and people can see your car, and imagine you come in a Rolls Royce, your driver opens the door and you come out wearing a amazing 3-piece suit, designer clothes, and you walk in. Everyone's going to notice you. Everyone's going to look at you. And let's say, as you're talking to people and all that, and then you hand over your card and you say, CEO of this global brand, who wouldn't respect you, talk to you? I'll give you a simple example. I remember once I was doing this event as an MC, announcer, whatever, coordinator of the event, and I was talking. And there were these models and other females, really good-looking ones. And because I was involved in the event and I was interacting with everyone, 2-3 of the models, they were talking to me, the really hot ones, and they knew me from many of the other events. So they were standing and talking to me, and they were just saying, oh, these guys, some of them are creeps, and some of them want to interact with us, touch us, and talk to us. We just don't like, and we like. So these girls are telling me that they like simplicity, and they were telling me, why we are very simple, we like simple people. We were talking. Suddenly one guy walked in, as I was talking to the girl, and he, hey, hi, how are you guys? And hey, good show. It was obvious that he wanted to talk to these females, so he was complimenting me. And these girls were like rolling their eyes, and they kind of understood that this guy wanted to talk. And as he was talking, he said, Loy, by the way, let me introduce myself. And he pulled out his card, and he was the CEO of luxury, I don't want to give the name, luxury company. Okay. It was right. It was so big. The minute I saw the card, I was like, oh, bloody hell. I was like, oh, I went. So imagine the females. The females flipped, and when they saw, oh, all of a sudden, They had so much of interest in this guy. The very same females were telling me that they liked simplicity, they liked simple life. All of a sudden, even I was invisible to them. They both turned their body, like their body language, before they were talking to me, suppose I was here. Suddenly they moved, they're looking at him. They were not even looking at me, and they did it unconsciously. I didn't mind that. It's not as if I was going to get married to any one of them. And before you know it, I was so invisible that I said, excuse me, and I walked out, and they were busy talking to him. I'm pretty sure they exchanged their numbers and whatever. Now, this is not to look down on those girls, or it's a fact. The guy wanted beauty, the girls wanted, the brains or the money or whatever. In the same way, when you are in Dubai, who networks with you, who wants to deal with you, who wants to have this relationship with you, is always based on what benefit can you offer them. Do you have the money? Yes or no? If you have the money, that doesn't mean just because you're rich and they're going to kiss your ass, you need to give them something. Like, for example, the building watchman or the cleaner or the shopkeeper, if you tip them constantly, they will love you. Oh, the waiter, waitress, you give them tips every time. They will run forward to come to you. Why? Because giving them some benefit. Let's assume you know the CEO of 4-5 companies. You know the sheikhs. Or let's say you want to get into the movies and you know one man who knows all the directors and film actors and can get you a role in a major company. Who wouldn't want to kiss your ass, man? And it's a numbers game. Let's say, for example, you walk around and someone identifies you as a YouTuber with 10 million, 15 million, 20 million subscribers, and each video of yours goes viral. Who would want to collaborate with you? So it all comes down to what is in it for me. So if you can figure this out, how you can give a person the benefit, power or money, your 99% of the problems are solved. But here comes the big question. What if you're not at that level? What if you're not rich? What if you're not famous? Well, that is where it was the same question I asked myself at the age of 36. When I didn't have any money, I didn't have any friends, I didn't have any contacts, connections. Why would anyone want to deal with me? For what? What do they get? Tattooed face? What? I'm going to tell them something smart and snappy from a book I read? That is where common sense comes into play. Common sense, which is not very common. That is number one. You need to be like street smart, as they call it, no? See, these things, no, you cannot teach someone with theory. You can't teach someone common sense. You can't teach someone street smart. In fact, you cannot teach someone the drive and determination, the survival instinct. You can't teach it. You either have it or you don't. In my case, the series of incidents that took place at the age of 36 drove me to switch on the survival instinct. So common sense, which I was not using, automatically I started to use. Emotional intelligence. And you need to know how to, for lack of a better word, know how to manipulate and play with people's emotions and feelings. I know this sounds very negative when I say play with people's emotions and feelings. But what do you think politicians do? What do you think religious cult leaders do? What do you think people who are at the top of the corporate ladder? They play office politics. And what is office politics? It's knowing who to make friends with, who to make enemies with, whom to be neutral with. It's all mind manipulation techniques here. And from emotional manipulation or intelligence or awareness comes the next point. That is that mind manipulation techniques. That you maybe can learn. How do you learn and all that? You need to do your research. In my case, I used to not only read books, I used to practice it. See, reading books, podcasts, and all that. It's like trying to read how to swim. By reading how to swim and listening to a podcast how to swim, you'll not be a good swimmer. You need to actually swim, and that's how you learn, by doing. My case, I was doing, and where some other people would do it as a hobby or as a side thing, like 1 hour a day, half an hour they practice. I was doing it 24/7. That is where obsession, drive, determination came in. I was so obsessed about this. From my college days, I was obsessed about getting females. So that involved me being able to read them, play those mind manipulation techniques, emotional techniques, and figure out ways, strategies. I literally had to educate and study the art of sex also. I mean, how do you hold yourself without climaxing fast? How do you make sure that the female feels comfortable? How do you prolong the sex? All this was stuff I had to learn. Nobody taught me. In fact, even personal hygiene, nobody was there to teach me. I know this might sound a little odd and funny, but you're talking of pre-Google days, pre-social media days, where information, you just get Encyclopedia Britannica, those books. I mean, who's going to teach you personal relationships, dating advice, sex advice? I mean, you say sex, the family used to get like, what? Like that, Yeah. I come from a family background where a Hindi movie, where a kissing scene is where the guy and girl, the camera will show the back of the head and then it'll go blurred and they'll show flowers, 2 flowers. Those who know Hindi movies will know this. They'll show 2 flowers and that's it. And they'll show like the guy and girl. And that was a kissing scene. That itself, my family used to, when it was to show on the VHS tape, they were like looking left and right because they were so uncomfortable. So I was told that masturbation, they wouldn't call it masturbation. They would say, if you do like that, you'll become blind like that. If you do anything dirty, God will punish you. God is watching. So coming back to what I was saying is, a lot of these strategies, I never had any guidance. So that survival instinct came in, where you observe, you look. You see, why is that guy able to achieve something? Why not this guy? How is that guy talking? How this guy talks to the girl? Every time, and your mind is like alert and active to pick up opportunities, clues on survival. So when you go to Dubai, remember, already there are people smarter than you, more established than you, more intelligent than you, who have the survival instinct which you'd only dream of. So the question is, you're a new kid in the blood, you're new, you're a baby. How do you survive? How do you sustain? So yeah, that's what I did, man. And remember this much. You cannot succeed if you are honest and genuine and a nice guy. All that sounds nice. Be a nice guy, be genuine, pray to God and do good. Try being honest about the fact you don't have money and you're of no use, no contacts, no connections. See how many people will take interest in trying to get to know you. Like they say, the salesman's bullshit. The more you know how to give it, the better you become. It's all about knowing the art of manipulation. People don't talk about it because it makes you look negative. All successful people, all rich people, whether it's Gary Vee selling NFT and harping about how the cryptocurrency is going to be and the art of hustle, they're all bloody liars. Yeah. All manipulators, whether it's religious leaders, politicians, your CEO, everybody is using everybody. It's just the simple principle, survival of the fittest. So either you need to have the muscle, that is either money or power. If you don't have that, master the art of bullshitting, ass kissing, playing political games, knowing how to and play with people's emotions, but be smart about it, because keep in mind, yes, you may be smart, the guy across the table is smarter than you. Like I tell some of these people who try to play games with me, don't teach your father how to fuck. Yeah, come on, please. Been in the game too long. That doesn't mean I'm God mode. That doesn't mean I'll never meet anyone smarter, sharper than me. It's constantly being at the edge. So you want to survive, you don't need to sustain. You need to play around. You need to know how the art of manipulation, the art of reading people emotionally, emotional intelligence, self-awareness. Like I told you, you can't read this from a book. You can't find out from a podcast. You can't get it from a course. It's either you get it real life or you need someone to mentor you through it. In my case, I've been lucky. Real life, few mentors, most of it mistakes, and luckily I didn't pay a big price for my failures. And that is why I am where I am today. So if you have not achieved where you need to be, maybe these are the areas you need to work on. And once you sort these places out, you're well on your way to achieving success. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Dubai being fast and furious, it's all fake relationships. The day you lose your job, the day you don't have money, the day you're nothing and nobody, take it from me, your own brother, sister will fucking abandon you. Forget that. Your own people. That's how life is. Don't be surprised if the one who loves you and can't breathe and live without you ends up dumping your sorry ass. That's how life is. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See me signing off. Ciao.